Welcome to Late Night Sports Special Episode 14. We're talking about the Patriots draft that just happened, and we're joined with Zaidan. Thanks.
How's it going? Doing good, guys.
I
I just said doing good, guys. You know what? You guys didn't even ask how I was doing, but I just realized that.
So let's get right into it. So how do you guys think the Pats draft went?
I think it went well. And I think the biggest winner of the draft was Jarrett Stidham.
Yep, I think that too.
Biggest winner of the draft. I thought the first round. We traded out of the first round, which was expected. Belichick did the most Belichick-esque thing: wait until our pick, trade away the pick, which just meant that he thought that what he could get with the 37th pick was just as good as what he could have got with the 23rd, and he could have added another pick.
Mm-hmm.
Then we drafted Kyle Duggar. I like the pick a lot, if I'm being honest. I mean, at first I could see why people wouldn't like it. It's like, all right, we just drafted a D2 prospect.
Yeah.
And he was playing at the D2 level, but he's a man amongst boys. I think he was crushing it, real versatile. I think Pat Chung 2.0. That's what That's what I would think when I see Kyle Duggar. I think he's a playmaker in the pass game and great, just so versatile. Can play the linebacker position. I was really happy with the pick.
Mm-hmm. The only thing I was questioning about that pick is why'd you draft him so high? I feel like they could have got someone else and drafted him a little bit later. But I mean, if it works out, whatever. But I just thought drafted him a couple rounds later.
At the end of the day, Bill knows best. So it doesn't matter when you draft the guy. If the guy's good, he's gonna know.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'll be honest. I was also thinking that immediately once we picked him. I was like,
same.
Well, I mean, couldn't we wait a few rounds? He was a D2 prospect. I didn't hear about him much.
Mm-hmm.
And then we picked him, and then I was a bit taken off guard, but then I grew to like the pick. Honestly, I like it a lot. And I think if you asked more scouts, they'd say that he was more heavily sought after, and maybe he would have also went in the second round to other teams.
Yep.
So it's overall a good pick in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they did not pick up or draft a quarterback, but they've picked up two or three.
Two quarterbacks,
post draft.
Yeah.
Which isn't surprising. I'm just surprised they didn't draft one.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, so what I thought was the most realistic would have been, okay, let's say Herbert somehow falls out the top 6 and he's looking like mid-round. Maybe New England would trade up. Maybe. Mm-hmm. But then there were so many Jake Fromm people. But at the same time, his ceiling to a lot of scouts is a good backup quarterback. That's his ceiling to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's not too talented. Jake Fromm. And that's just
if anyone's watched any of the last probably 5 episodes, Andrew and I wanted the Pats to get Herbert big time. Yeah. But he went too early. The Pats just couldn't have got him.
He went 6th. Yeah. Running gave way too much straight up that high.
Yeah. And I think Stidham's the guy.
I honestly think so too.
I think that's just Bill's guy.
Yeah, and also I forget who. I think it was Jerry Thornton who said it, but he said if he was in this draft, he'd be a top guy.
I think he's top 5 if he's in the draft.
Yeah.
I think he's top 5. I think Jarrett Stidham has such good pocket poise. He has such good control of the football. He's just a great thrower of the football, and I think he can get out of the pocket. He's got good mobility. I like him. I like him as our quarterback. I do. And I think if, say, he had been in this draft, I think he's arguably the 4th best quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's a hot take.
Yeah, the only thing is I think the only bad I don't know what to call it, bad press, I guess, around him is I think just everyone remembers that pick that he had against the Jets, which is pretty much one of his only throws of the season. So no one remembers the good stuff about him.
I mean, we don't really have much to base it off other than he played well in the preseason. He played well. For every interception that he did have, for every interception that he could have thrown in the preseason, our Patriots receiver also dropped a touchdown. So he could have had a few more touchdowns, just as you could say he could have had a few more picks. he really impressed me, and he impressed me throwing it with Jacoby Myers. I thought those two had a great connection in the preseason. That's something that could grow this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Just a young quarterback and a young receiver. I think that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
You brought up wide receivers and like how they didn't catch the ball well. They didn't draft any wide receivers.
Yeah, I think that's something everybody wanted to do for the Patriots to do was draft a wide receiver. But honestly, our biggest need was an edge rusher. We needed linebackers. We needed a safety because, Devin McCourty and Jason were like 33, so they're not going to play forever.
Yeah.
We needed a young guy there, and I just don't think receiver was our biggest need. I like Edelman, and I like N'Keal Harry.
Yep.
It was his rookie year last year. I think he's going to have a great
Myers
bounce
too.
back year. I like Myers, and you know what? Mohamed Sanu played injured last season. I'm not going to discredit him and think he's just going to suck. I think Belichick can put him in a position to succeed. I genuinely think that.
Because Sanu was good with the Falcons, like very good.
Yeah, he's a good player. And I think he'd be a good number 2 or 3 option for us.
Yeah.
I think what I would personally like is for Harry to jump to that 1 or 2.
He's gonna need to in the next couple of years, anyways.
Yeah,
I feel like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the same way. I think honestly that like kind of defense and the line, which they did do, was bigger like a need, and they did address that. Something else I was gonna say, I forget. But
They needed a tight end. They grabbed 2.
Yeah,
so
they got
2.
Yeah. They drafted 1 in the 3rd round out of
both actually.
Yeah.
Both, yeah.
Both out of
Devin Asiasi and Dalton Keene.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up the Yaz. I know you think a lot about this stuff. What do you feel about the kicker that was taken in the fifth round? Like it's a little high for a kicker, don't you say?
Actually, that's where they took Jake Bailey. They took him in the 5th round last year. The Patriots love to go specialist in the 5th round, and they just need a guy. And what's his name? Justin Rohrwauser? Something like that. I know something like that. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that last name correctly. But I thought it was a good place because we needed a kicker. Gostowski's gone, and I think he was like 14 of 14 in the clutch or in 4th quarter and overtime. I think it was some stat like that. He seems like a good kicker. I think he's got range. He's played in cold weather situations, so I thought it was a good pick. Honestly, I liked it.
Yeah, we definitely need a kicker. So
yeah, they're obviously. I remember what I was gonna say. I think this team, like for this year, I think it's going to be the defense is gonna be leading the team. They're gonna be like the more important side of the ball, and they're gonna be carrying the team in wins. How do you feel about that, Yaz?
So I think that all this is going to come down to is a good defense leads to a good offense, and I just think this offense is going to be more prepared this season. I think it's going to be more prepared, and I think it'll be able to take on bigger tasks. We're not going to have to be as heavily reliant on the defense because, we saw with New England last year. Once they stopped playing that terrible competition, the defense was folding a little bit. I'm not saying they were the reason that we lost because they weren't at all. That the offense was our biggest fault last season. But I think we could see a balance of both, and they just need a balance. We can't be reliant on either one. I think the defense is going to perform well. We got younger, we got more versatile, we got more energetic, more athletic. I love that, and the offense just needs to match it.
One thing I want to bring up. It took him a long time. I'm looking at the draft order right now. It took him to pick 182 to get an offensive lineman, which was a big struggle last year, and they took him a long time to get one.
Last year we saw some inconsistency with the O-line. We saw some inconsistency. Overall, I think it's a decent O-line. We got David Andrews coming back.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
We got Andrews coming back. We're not going to have Newhouse starting games anymore because, last year we had Isaiah Wynn return. He'll be ready for the season.
If he can stay healthy,
Yeah, I think it's a decent O-line. We got Marcus Cannon, Shaq Mason, David Andrews. I think it's a decent O-line. I think
one of these guys that they drafted to like be good. I think they'll be set.
Yeah, we needed a solid backup or just a solid fill-in because injuries are probably going to happen. So
especially with the line, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't mind it.
They got was it 3 offensive linemen later in the draft?
Yeah, I believe so.
That's pretty good.
Justin Herron, Michael Onwenu. I think those two went back to back.
You're
And,
already memorizing these things
yeah.
already.
I think round
Why,
7 was
why am
like
I not
Destin Woodard.
surprised? Really?
Yeah. So
Why am I not surprised?
I gotta bring this up. What was your idea of seeing Bill Belichick at his table?
it's just classic Bill, just ThinkPad. We see all these coaches. He's just in his Nantucket house. We see all these coaches in the most luxurious rooms.
Yeah,
Because Bill's just, he's just a gamer,
Bill does.
just ready
Yeah.
to just make his football team better.
All about business, right?
All about business, yeah.
It's all about business. Yeah, I want to bring up how many players the Pats signed. They signed so many
Undrafted free agents.
so many
a
undrafted
lot.
free agents. They got some wide receivers that I was talking about. They think they should get some. They got 2 quarterbacks. Do you think either of those quarterbacks has like a chance at fighting for
Yeah.
a spot?
Not the one spot at all. Because one spot right now is Stidham's, and it's Stidham's to lose. And if not, I think it goes to Hoyer. Hoyer knows the playbook.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Jamar Smith actually. I was watching some
Really?
of his tape. Yeah, he's pretty good in the read option. He's got great speed, and he big arm, can throw the deep ball pretty well.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way with you on this. Yes, I think it's definitely Stidham's to lose, and I don't see Belichick going with a rookie quarterback right away.
Yeah, I think he's confident in Jarrett Stidham. He said it himself.
I
He
think-
likes his talent.
Yeah, I think if he wasn't confident in him, he would have drafted a quarterback.
Yeah, I agree. Because, clearly what they did is the Patriots looked at this quarterback class. They didn't draft one, and that basically tells you, hey, Bill Belichick, Nick Caserio, what they're looking at this quarterback class, and they're saying, hey, I don't think any of these guys are as good as Jarrett Stidham. I'm not saying they don't think Tua and Burrow and Herbert, because, I'm not saying that because, but even though I think Stidham's really good. And to say he has I wouldn't be surprised if he had a better career than those guys. Because, it's so early to tell, obviously.
Yeah.
That's
Burrow's
really
a stud. The Bengals win the draft just for drafting Burrow. He's
Exactly.
a stud. He's an absolute
Yeah.
stud. But I think Stidham if he's in New England with the right situation, with the best coach of all time, and they just they give him a formula to win games, then yeah, I'm really happy with Jarrett Stidham as a quarterback.
There's always a way to win in New England. They always find a way. Wins. But on topic of quarterbacks, you posted on your Instagram account about a possibility of Cam Newton coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, it was from a reliable source on Twitter, and it was just being rumored that Cam Newton could be coming to New England. I honestly don't know what's going to happen there. I felt the need to put it out there though, because he is a reliable source. I think he was first on the Mookie Betts news.
Really?
So yeah, I think he was. I think he was one of the first people on that, and so that'd be pretty huge if they got Newton. I think if I could say, if there's one guy I'd be okay with starting over Stidham, Hoyer, hell no. Any of these undrafted guys, hell no, and I know that's not going to happen. Yeah. But say it was Newton. Newton's really talented, and if he can stay up, just do not get injured, then I think that's pretty huge for New England. Because I think Newton's really good. He's a really good player. He was MVP in 2015, can run, can throw the ball. He's just a good player. He's just been plagued by injuries.
Yeah, I think it would be awesome to bring him in New England.
Yeah, but at the same time, I love Jarrett Stidham. So either way, I'm a happy guy. But
yeah,
I love Stidham's young, and I just think he's I just genuinely think he's really talented. So that's the side of me that's like, damn, I really don't want Newton, and I want us to roll with Stidham, and I want to see this thing take off.
Yeah. See, I've been so anti-Newton leading up to the draft because I thought 100% they're drafting a quarterback, but now that they don't have one, I kind of want that. I've kind of been leaning the other way. I kind of want them to just get Newton, not to come in and be the starting quarterback, but more of just a leadership role.
It's one of those things though where I feel like with Cam Newton, if he's on your team, he's starting.
Because
I just feel like he's that good.
Yeah.
He's that good. But at the same time,
can't not give him a chance.
There's no market for him right now.
Yeah.
There's no market. And so I don't know. We also don't have a lot of cap space. We can always make cap space, restructure contracts and whatnot.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. For right now, I'm thinking Stidham's the guy, but say they did make a move on Cam Newton, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Honestly, I was John and I feel the same way on this. That I think that a young quarterback should have at least a year behind like a good veteran to like learn before getting their time to start.
And
Stidham is in a good
Stidham
spot.
got that.
Yeah, Stidham
He
had
got his
that.
1 year. I mean, Newton's great and all, but like I'm thinking of like if you're a win now kind of team, Cam Newton makes sense. But if you're looking for the future, I feel like you have to go with Stidham and just like
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying.
put
Like,
him in
say
the
you're
spot to win or lose.
a lot of people think like, say your goal is Super Bowl, then you got to sign Cam Newton.
Mhm.
But if your goal is future, then roll with Stidham.
Yeah, and it
And
makes the
right-
most sense.
I honestly,
I'm happy either way, but I don't know, man. I think I'd rather have Stidham, man. I love Jarrett Stidham. I'm really getting high on Stidham right now.
I honestly don't know if they're thinking, like, I don't think that Belichick's like putting off the Super Bowl, but I don't know if they're thinking like Super Bowl this year. I think they're thinking it in like 2 years, like 2 seasons from now, maybe even 3. I think they're kind of doing maybe like a little mini reload, not a rebuild, but just develop some guys because let's face it, they're not gonna be getting past the Rams, the Ravens, or the Chiefs. I mean, the Ravens had a huge draft with the Chiefs. I don't think they're gonna be getting past them.
I think right now, like say the Patriots make the playoffs, that's huge.
Yeah,
I mean, that's I mean, they're what, like I think the Vegas odds are 8.5 right now.
yeah.
They're gonna make the playoffs.
I
No
think they'll
question
make the
about that.
playoffs too, especially with 7 teams making it next season.
Mhm.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
confident they'll be able to make it. And I just want to, I really want us to roll with Stidham. I really do. That's what I would like to see happen.
No, I'm confident with like a 9-win to 10-win season. I do think the Bills will win the division this year, which is sad to see that streak end. But I think they'll be just fine with Stidham.
Yeah, right now I got New England winning though. I got New
Yeah,
England winning the
same.
division. I got New England winning the division. If
Same.
you take Buffalo, that's not a bad prediction though. They only got better. They won a good amount of games last year. That's not a bad prediction. They got Stephon Diggs. It's not a bad prediction though.
Stephon Diggs alone is making me kind of push towards them.
Yeah.
Now Josh Allen has a number 1 target. Before that, let's be honest, I didn't really see like a number 1 target on that team.
It's huge for Josh Allen. It's huge for his development to be able to have a great guy to throw to.
And that defense is nice too.
It is a good defense, yeah.
Andrew, you bring up the Bills getting like Diggs and stuff. Belichick did get a lot of he signed a bunch of undrafted wide receivers.
Yeah.
He's like kind of notorious for that. I think one of these guys is gonna turn out to be a diamond in the rough.
Oh, I hope so. I hope we get another Julian Edelman type player.
I'm very confident that one of these guys will turn out to be like that.
I mean, I hope so, but at the same time, it's hard to bank on that.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I'd be more focused on the development of Harry to see if he can be that guy.
Yeah.
And he was your first-round pick last year. He's got really great talent. I think he's got big play capability too.
He does.
Yeah,
I think so too. Yep.
You know what's something that I love from the draft? I loved round 3 going Josh Uche out of Michigan.
Yeah.
Nice edge rusher, 8.5 sacks last season. So versatile, so athletic. That was just another case of New England going athletic and versatile, which they did all draft. And they went next pick, Anthony Jennings out of Alabama. Just another edge guy, like 8 sacks last season. Just
something they need to like kind of get because they lost a bunch of their pass rushers.
And just pairing those guys with Chase Winovich, I think that'd be nice. I mean, you got to replace Jamie Collins. You got to replace Kyle Van Noy. I think this was a great step in doing that.
Yeah,
I think it was too.
Yeah,
definitely. I like how they go for like strength and like agility and all like the physical aspects first over like the technical stuff because like you obviously can teach those like teach them what they have to like know how to do in the NFL. But these guys have raw talent. A whole lot of raw talent we're getting out of this draft.
I think these guys they just took a bunch of just versatile athletic freaks.
Yeah.
In all honesty, these guys are real athletes. And I just love what New England did with this. I mean, I also like the Devin Asiasi pick followed by Dalton Keene. I remember when they drafted Gronk, they took him in the 2nd round, and I believe they took Hernandez round 4. They went with 2 third-rounders this one. Dalton Keene, I think he's a pretty decent blocker. Devin Asiasi, he's great in the seam. I think he can run routes all right, and I really like that pairing.
Yeah, I do too.
Tight ends.
Yeah, we need him.
last year was not a good year for the Pats and
What was
tight
it?
ends.
Matt
Oh
LaCrosse
no,
and Ryan Izzo.
it was hard
I
to
think
watch.
they're still on the roster too. So I'm pretty
Yeah.
excited to see what happens with that tight end spot.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I don't
It'll be an interesting spring, not spring, preseason for the Pats tight ends. Be a fun competition to watch.
Yeah, I hope they can. One of them comes out being like the leader of the two. Comes
I'm
really
really-
good. Hoping for
I'm-
that.
Really though, I'm really excited about those linebackers. I'm really excited about them. I just love getting those versatile, athletic guys. Just great edge players, man. I think pairing them up with Chase Winovich will be nice.
Yep.
I love that.
I think Chase Winovich will also be getting a bigger role this season.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Kind of more playing like he's actually like linebacker and being an edge guy, not just like kind of a defensive or special teams heavy kind of guy.
Yeah, he'll definitely get more reps. He had a good season last year, and now we lost 2 linebackers. And I think Winovich is a pretty good athlete, hard hitter. I'm excited to see him.
I was mad that they lost all these players from all these different positions, but at the same time, they had a pretty good draft, and all like the rookies from last year are just gonna be able to grow so much this season.
Yeah, I just don't think that New England's in the bad spot that people make it out to be.
Mm.
They're not in a bad place right now. I mean,
Yeah,
they lost Brady. Okay, I mean that's obviously not ideal, but then they lost a lot of players. They lost a lot of players on that defense, but I think they're reloading really well. They had a really good draft. I'm happy about where things are right now, and I think they definitely have a plan. I mean, I'm confident in our wide receivers. Everyone's freaking out about the receiver issue. I don't really see much of an issue.
I don't
see
either.
much of an issue right now. I'm happy
I
with our
honestly,
receivers.
I mean, there's really not much of a change with the receivers. Plus, all like the 2 main wide receivers, Edelman and Sanu, were injured most of last season.
Yeah, and Edelman still had a great year. I mean, Sanu, we didn't get to see like the real Mohamed Sanu in New England last season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited what we're going to see this upcoming season.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm hoping like what's his name? Neil Harry. I hope we can get that like big jump though. I really hope we can turn into like an every season.
Nikhil. If Nikhil has a big season, that's a game changer. That's a game changer.
I think him getting a big season is the difference between a 9-win season and an 11-game season. Honestly, I see it as the biggest difference.
They just need a huge. They just need someone that emerges like just a good. They need a deep threat, and they just need like a big playmaker on offense. And
they
I think
lost
Nikhil
that with
could be that guy.
They lost that with Gordon.
Josh Gordon. I think they also lost that a lot with Gronk. You could tell like Brady just had less security when he was deciding who to throw to, because I mean he was in a really tough situation last year. But now this year with a full offseason with these guys, I'm excited to see what can happen. I'm excited to see Stidham roll. Hopefully he can be the future of New England. I'm excited about him. I really like him. I like his mechanics.
All right, I think that'll end off the episode right there. Thanks a ton, Yaz, for taking time out to join us.
Yeah, go make sure you follow his Instagram account at boston.sports.family. Thanks for tuning in. We will have another episode out later this week about the entire draft along with our regular episode. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.
See ya.